I want to shift gears now to the WSL. Briefly mentioned, maybe Chelsea, maybe Mayra Ramirez, they might be a blueprint for what Lyon wants to do against Barcelona. They had their own season finale. This one went down Saturday. Let's start with Chelsea at United, Old Trafford. They're ahead in goal differential coming into the match, tied on points. What did you see in this one?
Chelsea 6, Manchester United 0. The rare time that those Reds get drubbed 6-0, and I don't laugh like a maniac, like a cartoon villain as it happens. But yeah, Chelsea came out from Jump Street. We got a Johanna Rytting-Kanerud game. We got a Girl Wrighton game. Manchester United's players out on the wings just had nothing for those two. And no disrespect to them. They leave this season finishing 5th in the table, probably a little disappointed with that, but they lifted the FA Cup trophy. A lot to build on for United. I actually have faith in their women's side to be good. We'll save any other discussion for any other Manchester United teams for another time. But, I mean, they got cracked in this one, man. They didn't have a chance. And I think it goes back to, I mentioned those two outstanding wings that they have. But you talked about her, Mayra Ramirez. She set the tone, and nobody was backing down from there.
Oh, my God. Watching Mayra Ramirez just physically dominate these one-on-one battles, these one-on-two battles, is just a marvel. She just is unstoppable. She's just unstoppable. Like in the NFL, they say, okay, you got to protect the edge or get around the edge. She gets around the edge all the time.
All the time.
Up the sideline. She just does it whenever she wants. And she can do it with her speed. She can do it with her body positioning. She could do it with her nudging and, sort of like kind of grappling with it. And she's doing this all while controlling the ball and running at max speed.
Yeah.
It's just unstoppable. The one thing I kind of walked away with after watching what she did to the first half of this match is just thinking, what a freaking gargantuan what if it was having her miss the second leg of the Barcelona final, just because Barcelona couldn't do anything with her either.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she's been unbeatable. And we had some people kind of chime in saying, oh, okay, well, Barcelona handled her when she was in League F. No problem. And I'm like, well,
maybe.
You also mentioned it. Rytting-Kanerud, Girl Wrighton, Kat Macario started up front in this one alongside her as well. That changes the game a little bit.
I would say
when
so.
She's got different outlets, different places she can go with the ball. It just turns her into the most dangerous player on the pitch.
Yep.
By a lot. I mean, I think you look at her score line. This is unbelievable. Title on the line at United Old Trafford, like we mentioned. In 57 minutes, she logs 2 goals and 2 assists in 57 minutes. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I saw some of those comments. I mean, you know me. I think I've mentioned it. I am a big soft boy, so sometimes I don't look at the comments when stuff comes out, and Dino has to nudge me in and be like, it's all right, buddy, the water's fine, like whatever. And then I'm like, oh, okay, people are actually very nice on the internet. Look at that. So we appreciate you guys. But I did see some of it, and I thought some people raised some valid points. I saw one comment said that, Ramirez had 0 goal involvements against Barcelona in her last several matches. On paper, that is fine. But you can't tell me in that first leg, Chelsea-Barcelona, maybe that's why we should share the ITC record book with everybody, because Mayra Ramirez had the goal involvement in that 1-0 win over Barcelona in Barcelona. So, yeah, she makes a very obvious difference. And it's a massive what if for Chelsea. It's a bummer that we didn't get to see it. I feel like we got something kind of taken away from us. I can't imagine how bad Ramirez feels about it. But, if you're not healthy, if you can't play, or if you're risking catastrophic injury, don't play. So we just got to live with the what if now.
Yeah, the ITC record book point is so clutch, because on the Aaron Cuthbert goal, I believe it went either Ramirez and Lawrence had a little 1-2. Then they get it to Cuthbert, who goes to Newskin, and then back to Cuthbert, and then she fires it.
Yeah.
But that's all created from Mayra Ramirez's relentless pressure.
100%.
Deep into, Barcelona's end that turns into the Aaron Cuthbert shot. So, I don't know. In my book, in our book, the ITC personal record book, an absolute goal involvement. Well, I think we actually might have credited her with an assist. So, shout out to her.
There we go.
Next on the list, Emma Hayes, Chief Vibes Officer. Just living her best life. She's just Jack Black in School of Rock. Just
I love it.
just doing everything that she wants, everything that she deserves to be doing.
Yes.
A much deserved trophy. And it looks like, to the naked eye, that she enjoyed the journey of that final 90 plus minutes as well, not just the destination.
Yeah, I'd say so. And there are a lot of different like markers for like a great manager or a great coach. And the way that the team came out and played, like it's not like they weren't going to try, like if somebody else was their manager, but you could tell internally that those players looked at each other and were like, no way are we letting her go out like this. They're already super bummed about the way the Champions League ended for them. You know, once Ramirez got the first goal, I was like, okay, United's probably in trouble. And then Cannerud gets the goal in the 8th minute. And I was like, okay, it feels like they might be in real trouble and the title is definitely over, you know, from my perspective, from Manchester City's perspective. And yeah, Laetitia had a chance. She put one over the bar, but Chelsea was just going to choke the life out of them throughout that whole match. And it just felt like they had kind of banded together and was like, we're doing this for Emma Hayes alongside ourselves, because obviously they're professionals and they play to win. But Chief Vibes Officer is perfect. Jack Black in School of Rock is perfect. I mean, she's just firing off zingers during the press conference. She's just like letting everybody know. I mean, I don't think there are a shortage, especially anybody who's consuming this program who are U.S. Women's National Team fans. But anybody who's not too familiar with Emma Hayes' game, I think U.S. Women's National Team fans are going to love her as the manager. I think they're going to appreciate her honesty, her wit, and, oh yeah, the matter of her being one of the greatest tacticians in the world right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, an absolute new era for this U.S. Women's National Team. In the interim, though, shout out to Chelsea. They get it done. And also shout out to Fran Kirby.
Yes.
Wraps up her Chelsea career. Beautiful bookend to end her run.
Legend.
You know, it's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, Chelsea legend. I think that's 100% fair.
Yeah, great point. Good to see her sent off that way. Not sent off with a red card, like to get a going away party, so to speak. Very interested to see her next move, where she might be off to. I think that's going to be a real point of interest for a lot of clubs out there. I got to imagine she's ended up on a lot of clubs' lists already. But yeah, onward and upward for them. And I'll just do it. I'll do it to myself. Are you ready to transition to the second place match?
I'm ready. Let's go. Floor is yours.
So Manchester City 2, Aston Villa 1. You could also say Manchester City, not nearly enough, Villa 1. Even though they won the match, and it's good to end the season on a win. It's an accomplishment to finish second in the table. It's better than finishing third in the table and having to go through that road that we talked about for Champions League qualifiers. They get that little bit of an easier road.
Funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Obviously, my Arsenal finished third in the table.
Right.
So congrats again to City for finishing just one spot ahead of Arsenal. And I think that's the only scenario where we would talk about City and Arsenal finishing just within one of each other. But yeah, congrats to the women of Manchester City. Second place, nothing to sneeze at.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, nobody should be disappointed with a second place finish. It's totally fine, man. Nothing wrong with that.
Appreciate it.
I mean, it goes back to what we talked about a few weeks ago, and I was lucky enough to see it in person to cover the match there. City lost the title when Stina Blackstenius scored 2 goals in the dying embers of that match at Joy Stadium. They lost a home game to Arsenal, and it cost them the title. And even with second place being a great finish and a successful year, that's got to really, really hurt.
Obviously, there's worse places to finish.
Sure.
From time to time, second place could be a really solid stepping stone into something greater down the line. So
true.
That's something that the squad at City can hang their hat on for sure. In all seriousness, great season from them. I just kind of wanted to run through some of the highlights. So obviously, they were able to string together 14 straight WSL wins, including a 1-0 victory at Chelsea. Pretty good.
Yep.
Bunny Shaw, hate to see her season end with the injury, but she also took home the FWA and WSL Player of the Year, Golden Boot, first in goals. And the squad from City kind of dominated a lot of the big-time statistical categories. Looking league-wide, Chloe Kelly, second in shot creating actions. Lauren Hemp was first in goal-creating actions and first in assists. 19-year-old Kira Keating, she led the league in clean sheets with 9 and saved 80.3% of the shots on target she faced. Also best in the league.
Nice.
19 years old, not too bad. Not counting Shira Musovic, who only appeared in 7 matches. Yui Hasagawa, midfielder, second in the league in pass completion, 89.4%. Again, from the midfield. Pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Bunny and Lauren Hemp, 1 and 2 in goal involvements. Not too bad. As mentioned, this season, probably a good success for Manchester City. Obviously, they'll be in the Champions League next season. A lot to build on.
Yeah, I appreciate that very sunny look. And I think, when they get into Champions League qualifying, I know you and I will be locked in once again. I think whatever happens, you and I will be just watching UEFA Women's Champions League. So stay tuned, because the plan is to cover it again, unless everybody stops watching at once. I'm not recommending anybody do that, but we'll be locked in again.
We'll still cover that shit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's
I'm going to not cover it.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah, we'll just be talking to each other again. We've done it before.
Let's go.
So all that is to say, I want to see Bunny Shaw play in the Champions League, because I think that would be a good thing. And with that said, you mentioned the win over Chelsea on this run to end the season. Again, not to be a negative Nelly here, but in their 2 matches against Chelsea in a season where we lose the title to Chelsea, we beat them once, and then the other match we played them in was a draw. So we didn't lose to Chelsea. Our 2 losses, both to Arsenal, both home and away, and then a 1-0 loss at home to Brighton. So that's the difference in the title. Again, I guess I need to stop looking at all the things that are the difference in the title. It's just like, damn, I thought we were going to win the title. I thought we had the title. We had the best player.
Happens to the best of us across the various leagues and teams that we watch and root for and follow. Anything else you want to hit before we talk a little NWSL?
I think that's it. Okay, I'll stop being a baby now. I can't always get my way with everything. You're right. There were some other results that I did enjoy this weekend. Lauren Hemp was great. Leia has been great all season. Mary Fowler is excellent. Like a lot of things to look forward for Manchester City Women's Football Club. So me being a big old crybaby, that's over now.
So you're Seattle Reign.
Oh yeah, that is right.
Speaking of being in the building,